Rumors are growing within royal circles after a revelation unlike any before. Princess, and known for her steady hand and loyalty, has shared 3 never-before-seen video messages recorded by Queen Elizabeth II shortly before her death on September 8, 2022. These are no ordinary messages. They hold the final, personal words of a monarch who ruled for 70 years. What truly has people stunned are the Queen's words about Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales. King Charles, Prince William, and the entire royal family are said to be deeply moved by a privilege given to Catherine, one that breaks royal tradition and has never happened before. What exactly did Catherine receive, and why is it shaking the monarchy's foundations? This story goes beyond ceremony. It's about a mother's love, the burden of legacy, and a vision handed to the person she trusted most, her daughter, Princess Anne. And, known for her tough, no-nonsense nature and quiet devotion to duty, has been the monarchy's constant. When she chose to share these recordings, it wasn't done for headlines. Palace insiders say she waited, knowing the moment had to be right for both the family and the public to hear what the Queen had left behind. These messages, filmed during the summer of 2022 inside Balmoral Castle, reflect a softer, more intimate side of Queen Elizabeth. She speaks calmly, with clarity, knowing her final days were near. The words were deeply personal for King Charles, Prince William, and Princess Catherine. Yet what the Queen said about Catherine has stirred an emotional reaction and endless speculation. What did Elizabeth reveal that could rattle a family built on centuries of ritual and expectation? Was it a new title, a sacred duty, or something even deeper? Understanding why these messages matter begins with, and why she was chosen as guardian of her mother's final voice. Anne's dedication to the crown has always stood out. Even at 75, she remains one of the hardest-working royals, rarely drawing attention to herself despite her major contributions. Born on August 15, 1950, and has always reflected her mother's discipline, strength, and commitment. So it's no wonder the Queen trusted her only daughter with this task. But what makes the release so powerful is how Anne chose to do it, with grace and care, not spectacle. Sources say the videos were filmed over a few quiet evenings in Balmoral's study, a place filled with warmth and memories. At 96, Elizabeth sensed her time was short. She didn't want to leave only a document or a list of instructions. She wanted her family to hear her voice, to feel her presence, and stood by, not just as a daughter, but as a protector of those words, ensuring they were kept safe until the time was right. One insider said Anne was the Queen's closest confidant in her last months, and the monarch trusted Anne to know exactly when the family would need these messages. That time came in 2025. With King Charles undergoing cancer treatment and the monarchy facing growing pressure to modernize, Anne decided it was time. The first of the 3 videos was shared in early June at Sandringham, just ahead of Trooping the Colour. It was shown only to Charles, William, and Catherine. Those present described a charged atmosphere. Charles held onto his chair tightly. William's eyes filled with tears. Catherine, composed as ever, was clearly moved. But it was the 3rd message, addressed directly to Catherine, that changed everything. Let's take a closer look at why these messages were so impactful and how they're reshaping the monarchy's story. Queen Elizabeth II had long been praised for her eloquence, often blending tradition with optimism in her speeches. But what she left behind on these private recordings was entirely different. They weren't polished addresses. They were personal, heartfelt, and unrehearsed. In the first video, she spoke directly to King Charles, her eldest son, and the next in line. She told him to lead not only with duty, but also with his heart, according to one palace insider. She reminded him that although the crown carries great responsibility, love for the people would ease the burden. For Charles, whose vision of a modern monarchy has been both praised and criticized, her words felt reassuring, proof that even in her final days, she had faith in him. The second recording was for Prince William, the future king. The Queen's words struck a balance, gentle but direct, urging him to remain a devoted father while preparing to rule. She mentioned his children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, and said they were his most lasting legacy, the insider revealed. William, who's spoken often about his close bond with his grandmother, was deeply affected. The pride he feels as a father mixed with the gravity of his future role. But the third message was the most astonishing. It was addressed solely to Princess Catherine and held a revelation that many are calling an unmatched honor. So, what exactly did the Queen share? Sources say Elizabeth praised Catherine for her elegance, strength, and the way she connected with people, qualities that reminded her of her own early reign. Then came the surprise. Elizabeth named Catherine the future leader of a royal effort the Queen had once dreamed of but never brought to life, a worldwide initiative focused on mental well-being and environmental care, carried out under Catherine's leadership and in Elizabeth's name. This wasn't just a cause. It was a legacy, a new role that places Catherine on a level no consort has ever occupied. A royal expert called it a first in history, a personal directive from a reigning monarch to a future queen. Let's break down why this moment took the family by surprise. To grasp the weight of this responsibility, we have to consider Catherine's path. Born on January 9, 1982, as Catherine Middleton, she joined the royal family in 2011 after marrying Prince William. Since then, she's gained respect for her calm nature, her charitable efforts, and her ability to raise 3 children while living under constant public attention. Even her most loyal admirers didn't see this coming. The Queen's decision to pass this mission to Catherine isn't just an endorsement. It redefines what it means to be a royal consort. The initiative, tentatively called the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund, would blend Catherine's long-standing focus on mental health, shown through her work with Heads Together, with her environmental advocacy like the Earthshot Prize she champions alongside William. Elizabeth's idea was ambitious, a united effort among Commonwealth nations to address 2 urgent global issues. And by making Catherine its leader, the Queen handed her a role as influential as that of any ruling monarch. "It's a passing of the torch," one insider explained. She saw in Catherine someone who could carry on her values. For King Charles, the news brought mixed feelings. He's been a strong voice for the environment for decades, so hearing that his mother chose Catherine for this role was unexpected. Those close to him say he felt both pride and surprise, recognizing what this meant for Catherine's growing place within the royal structure. For Prince William, the moment was emotional. He always knew Catherine was remarkable, one friend shared. But to watch his grandmother publicly recognize her in this way, it left him speechless. Catherine, reportedly stunned, was moved to tears by the Queen's words. Why did the Queen select Catherine for this enormous task? The answer lies in their quiet but deep relationship. Their connection was never flashy, but full of mutual respect, shared glances, soft laughter, and quiet understanding. Their first meeting, in February 2008, when Catherine was still William's university girlfriend, left a strong impression on the Queen. She noticed something in Catherine, strength beneath gentleness, a quiet resolve not unlike her own at the start of her reign. That evening at a private Windsor dinner, Catherine's shy curtsy and the Queen's kind smile began what would become a profound relationship. She recognized herself in Catherine, a former staff member said. Not just in her grace, but her inner strength, someone who could withstand pressure and still shine. Over the years, their bond only grew stronger, marked by both public and private moments. Appearances like their joint visit to Nottingham in 2011 or their 2019 outing in King's Lynn revealed their natural connection. In Nottingham, Catherine's respectful manner as she followed Elizabeth's lead was met with a discreet but telling nod of approval, a silent signal that Catherine had earned the Queen's trust. In King's Lynn, the Queen and Catherine shared a rare moment of laughter when a local child cheekily asked about the royal corgis. The crowd lit up, not just from the exchange, but from witnessing an authentic warmth not often seen in Elizabeth's public appearances. These weren't staged moments. They offered a peek into a sincere connection based on mutual admiration and shared purpose. Behind palace walls, their bond only deepened. At Sandringham, over steaming mugs of Earl Grey in a quiet drawing room, Elizabeth would reminisce about her early days as monarch, her voice softening as she spoke about the challenges of motherhood while ruling a nation. Catherine listened closely, her questions thoughtful, her admiration obvious. In return, the Queen was charmed by Catherine's tales of George, Charlotte, and Louis, whose playful energy reminded her of young Charles and Anne. Those teas were sacred, an aide recalled. No cameras, no titles, just two women who understood each other. Elizabeth also valued Catherine's modern perspective, her love of photography, her hands-on approach to parenting, and her ability to make the monarchy feel approachable. At a Buckingham Palace garden party in 2017, Elizabeth quietly watched Catherine kneel to speak with a timid teenager. The princess's gentle words and kindness moved the crowd. Later, Elizabeth confided to a staff member, "She has a way of making people feel truly seen." That empathy, paired with her inner strength, especially during her 2024 cancer diagnosis, solidified Elizabeth's confidence in her. In her final summer at Balmoral, the Queen invited Catherine to visit more often. Their quiet walks through the wild, purple moors became a routine. While the children ran ahead, Elizabeth would share soft-spoken wisdom, not as the sovereign, but as a guiding elder, encouraging Catherine to stay rooted in what truly mattered. This closeness was the foundation for Elizabeth's historic choice to name Catherine as the guardian of the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund. It was about more than trust. It was about a shared vision. Elizabeth saw in Catherine a unifying figure, someone who could honor the traditions of the past while leading with the compassion and strength needed for the future. In Catherine, she saw not just a royal partner, but a vital pillar of the monarchy's next chapter. As Catherine takes on this role, she carries more than just a title. She carries a legacy, one shaped in private, through countless quiet moments with the Queen. Catherine's evolution, from a girl in Berkshire to a global symbol, is a story of quiet perseverance. Each step she's taken has been marked by strength and grace. Born Catherine Middleton on January 9, 1982, she entered royal life as an outsider when she married Prince William on April 29, 2011. Those early years tested her resolve. Every appearance, every wardrobe choice, every gesture was closely analyzed by the public. Yet Catherine stayed steady, carving her own place by focusing on meaningful causes like children's early development and mental health. Her 2016 Heads Together speech, where she openly discussed parenting challenges, was a turning point. She's not just a princess, she's a voice, one royal observer noted, praising her ability to connect with ordinary people in extraordinary ways. Her 2024 cancer diagnosis marked another pivotal moment. In an emotional video, Catherine shared her experience, her honesty resonating around the globe. It was her Diana moment, a palace insider said, referencing how Princess Diana captured hearts through her vulnerability. Catherine's return to public life in 2025, including her presence at Trooping the Color, V-Day remembrances, and a touching visit to a children's hospice, showed a woman changed. She wasn't just healing, she was emerging stronger, carrying a calm force that reflected the Queen's faith in her. But Catherine's transformation wasn't only shaped by public moments. Those close to her remember late-night calls during her illness, seeking advice not as royalty, but as a mother concerned about her children. Those conversations reminded her of what truly matters. Her relationship with George, Charlotte, and Louis became her anchor. Tender scenes, like smoothing Charlotte's hair courtside at Wimbledon or laughing with Louis during a polo match, revealed her deepest source of strength. She draws everything from them, a close friend explained. They're the reason she keeps going. Each milestone has led Catherine to this moment, taking the helm of the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund. Palace insiders say she's already building a small, trusted team, tapping into her royal foundation background to combine vision with practicality. In quiet meetings over tea at Kensington Palace, she's outlined early plans, focusing on mental health initiatives and green projects across the Commonwealth. She's precise, yet warm, one insider said. Like watching a leader with a teacher's heart. At her side through it all is William, her unwavering partner. Their closeness shows in quiet gestures, shared smiles at Royal Ascot, or hand-in-hand strolls at Sandringham. The Queen's final words only strengthened that bond, a reminder of the deeper purpose they now share. They're a unit, a source confirmed. And William knows this is Catherine's time. He's her greatest supporter. Now stepping into this unprecedented position, Catherine isn't only preserving the Queen's legacy, she's shaping the monarchy's future. Queen Elizabeth's final message, delivered through Princess Anne's devoted hands, lit a spark that's now igniting a transformation within the royal institution. The mysterious private videos, revealed in the summer of 2025, are far more than treasured memories. They're a guidebook for the new monarchy. At the core of this evolution stands Princess Catherine. Her role as the first-ever guardian of the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund positions her as a powerful figure on the world stage. This isn't a ceremonial title, it's a directive, a call to lead, to evolve, and to carry the late Queen's enduring values, service, empathy, and resilience into a more connected world. For King Charles, it's a signal to welcome progress without losing heritage. For Prince William, it's a proud moment watching his wife fulfill a destiny even his grandmother once envisioned. Catherine's new position is reshaping what it means to be a royal consort. Launching in 2026, the Legacy Fund will focus on mental wellness and sustainability projects throughout the Commonwealth. It's a blend of Elizabeth's enduring ideals and Catherine's personal causes. Imagine Catherine speaking at a school in Sydney or meeting community leaders in Nairobi, her calm, poised presence crossing cultures and continents. It's a monumental mission, requiring diplomacy, strength, and grace under public scrutiny. But her journey, from her 2024 cancer diagnosis to her powerful return in 2025, proves she's ready. That June, her appearance on the Buckingham Palace balcony for Trooping the Colour was electric. Her confident smile spoke volumes. Royal watchers murmured, "This isn't just a princess." Standing beside Charles and William, Catherine was no longer in the background. She had become a co-architect of royal history. While the full contents of the Queen's video messages remain sealed in the royal vault, their emotional and cultural impact is already being felt. King Charles, facing his own health battles, has drawn strength from his mother's recorded guidance. His public speeches now carry a warmth and urgency, an echo of her plea to love and serve the people. Prince William, quietly protective, has leaned into supporting Catherine's growing role, his pride visible in their public interactions. And Princess Anne, ever the loyal soldier, remains in the background, her mission fulfilled, carrying the same stoic resolve that marked her mother's reign. Anne's decision to release the videos when public confidence in the monarchy wavered was bold. It reminded everyone that the crown survives through continuity and shared purpose. And for many, Catherine has become a symbol of that hope. Online, young admirers have dubbed her the People's Princess 2.0, a nod to her sincerity and her connection to Diana's legacy. But this is more than image. Her work is reaching real lives beyond palace gates. Imagine a struggling mom in rural Canada receiving support through a mental health program born from the fund. Or a student in Barbados planting trees inspired by one of Catherine's speeches. These are the everyday ripples Elizabeth envisioned, small, heartfelt acts growing into something lasting. So, what does this mean for the monarchy? It signals a quiet shift, one where a woman once labeled a commoner now leads with the Queen's blessing. Catherine's children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, are growing up in a new royal age, where service matters more than pageantry. The challenges ahead are undeniable: global crises, social skepticism, and constant public attention. But if the balcony moment in June taught us anything, it's that Catherine, William, and Charles now stand as a united force, their bond fortified by Elizabeth's wisdom. What part of this royal transformation resonates most with you? Does Catherine's rising role give you hope for the future? Let us know in the comments. And don't miss what's next. A never-before-heard tale from the royal archives is coming up, and it may just take your breath away.